Believe me.
You can't scare me, Mickey, after everything I've witnessed.
Mickey, you are the best contract killer you've ever known.
I'm tired of killing people. Got a wife and a son to think about now.
We're offering you a way out. One last job.
You do this for her, and then you'll be free.
We've come a long way to see.
Just wanted to say, I love you. I don't know what I saw.
It's real, Mickey. They do exist.
Black magic? Really?
This isn't fiction. Help me!
None of this is real.
Stay where you are.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to see where this is heading.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Demons at Dawn, arriving Halloween, October 28th on all digital platforms. I am Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And as you see on the screen, I have a special guest, the writer and star, one of the stars of this project, Demons at Dawn, Mr. Chris Sanders. How are you, sir?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you today?
I am well. Thank you for your time. I love talking to fellow filmmakers. Beyond doing this, I love to create and do film, and it's always a pleasure to highlight just the work that we as filmmakers do, because we put a lot of time in. And so to spotlight and help highlight and push the work that we do, it's truly a pleasure to me, and it's inspiring. So thank you for your time today, Chris.
No problem. So you're clearly doing what you love, so that's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
More power to you, brother. Okay.
I appreciate it. So you wrote this film, and you also are again featured as one of the stars in this. Can you talk to me about, what inspired this? What created the notion to put pen to pad and then get this in production, and then just get this ball rolling to create?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, it really started about 7-8 years ago, where I've always loved horror films. So I love the classic horror films, all the Universal picks. And in the UK, we have, you might have heard of them, I'm sure you have, the old Hammer production companies and Tyburn, Amicus, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize, of course you did. But yeah, I always loved watching those when I was growing up. And my dream was, as a kid, to start my own production company. So about 8 years ago, I quit my full-time job. I went full-time. I started out crowdfunding with short films. I think I raised about 800 quid, the first crowdfund. And now it's progressed. I'm raising, 60, 70 grand in a month to make these movies. So I started my own production company, and yeah, here we are. I just love making horror movies, and I love exploring themes like witchcraft and paganism within like a rural setting. So they're folk horror films. That's my niche, I guess.
I love that.
Mythology and all that sort of good stuff. So yeah.
I'm into that. I'm with you. All right. I think we could definitely have a pint together and chat it up about horror films. I love this.
Maybe 3 or 4 pints. 3 or 4 pints.
I'm with you on that.
Absolutely.
Next time I head out to the UK.
I'm British. That's what we do. We drink a lot.
All right. So how many pints were you in where, okay, I want to take a hitman and I want to have him, encounter this, Satan rituals going on.
That was on
tell
my
me about the genesis of the idea.
Yeah, about my 6th pint, I came up with the idea, I think, and just went with it. But yeah, I've always loved like thrillers as well, like old film noirs. So I've sort of tried to combine both sort of genres in a way, but it's predominantly a horror film. So it starts out with a hitman. He's heavily in debt with the boss, who's based in Los Angeles. And so they pretty much set him up, and not trying to give too much away, but it's about, we go into like demonology and how if you make a pact with the devil, for example, they come after your firstborn. So that's really what the story's about. And it's about the gang that he works for. They're setting him up to try and achieve that goal. So like halfway through, there's a major twist. where you sort of realize you've been set up, and yeah, it goes from there really. Without trying to give too much away.
Oh no, we don't want to spoil. We want people to check out the film right now, available on all digital platforms, October 28th. So yeah, we definitely don't want to spoil because we want people to check this out. I'm all for it, Chris. So we come up with this concept. We had a few pints, we sober up, we put pen to pad, we hit the keys on the keyboard. Tell me about pre-production, finding your cast, and getting your team together to, you know, put this all together.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things, as you know yourself, I mean, over time, it takes time to build up a good team, and you always want to work with good people. So these guys, they worked with me in my past 3 movies. So the cinematographer, sound recorders, the PAs, the focus puller, etc., etc. Even the actors as well. So for me, that's the most important thing, is having to surround myself with a good group of people, and then you become, pretty unbeatable then, because everyone got everyone each other's back, if that makes sense. And, so going into this production, just really confident about pulling it off, and we did. So it's cool.
Excellent. So you got a great crew, but let's talk about your cast and getting John Altman of EastEnders. Tell me about finding your talent that were up on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, John, really interesting guy. He had like a small part in American Werewolf in London. He was one of the police officers. So he had like a couple of lines. It wasn't a major role. But for me, growing up watching that movie, I always loved that movie as well. So when he came on set, we sat down, we had a good chat, and he was telling me all these great stories about what was going on, like in central London, where they're shooting the scene at the end where the werewolf attacks the Jenny Agutter character. So that was pretty interesting. But John went on to star in a BBC television series called EastEnders. And he played a character called Nick Cotton. And in the UK, everyone knows who Nick Cotton was. He's like the archetypal bad guy in British TV. So to have him in the film was amazing. It was really good. And the part I wrote for him, he was perfect for that role as well. He plays quite a deceitful character, and he came off really well. So yeah.
I love it. Excellent. All right. So you're filming this. You got your great cast, your crew. Was there a particular scene as a writer that you were kind of hesitant or looking forward to, that you really, this was the vision when you're putting it together in the screenplay? So now coming to production, what can you pinpoint that for those that are going to be checking this out? And I love hearing stories like that, from filmmaker to filmmaker, like, boom, now there's this particular scene that I really wanted to come across. And did you achieve that? Do you feel?
There were so many, to be honest. I mean, the whole build-up of, because we had this beautiful cottage in the middle of the English countryside. So I guess, when you're making independent films, if you can find great locations, you can make the most of those, and you don't have to spend any money really. And we had this beautiful woodland and this countryside, rolling hills, and we had this beautiful little cottage in the middle of all that. So it reminded me a little bit of the movie Dog Soldiers.
Oh yeah,
where you had the little cottage, and that's how I sort of wrote the screenplay, if that makes sense. So it is like a sort of a siege movie, except with demons as well. So those scenes I was looking forward to when the hitman first arrives at the cottage, because we see all that gorgeous scenery, and he goes into the cottage. There's a lot of tension building up there. We're not too sure what's going on, and I was really looking forward to those shoot days. And of course, when all the demons start to arrive as well and attack the cottage, and those scenes in particular were the ones that got me really excited. Yeah,
I love that. that. Yeah, it's just the fun part of filmmaking. It's why we do it, right? So
absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's using your imagination, your creativity, and like if you work with the same people as well over time, and they're all on the same page, it's like a family. You come together, and it's like the best job in the world, right? It's awesome. And then you get the film out there, and you invite everyone to the premiere, and it's such a feeling of accomplishment. It's just amazing. It's a great industry. I love it. So yeah.
Totally agree. So that was a great segue. So once you wrapped, and did you have a premiere? I believe you just said you did. What was that like? What has the reception been thus far on the film?
Yeah, there's one coming up end of the month, just before it comes out. So yeah, we've got all that planned. So I'm looking forward to that moment and getting everyone together again and watching it for the first time together. That'd be pretty special. But yeah, now it's just like a waiting game, isn't it? It's meeting good people like yourself and getting the word out there, and yeah, so here we are.
No worries. I love it. Well, congrats. And to get it, distributed and out there to the people, that's that I know full well. I'm actually going through the throes of that right now for a particular project. Yeah. So good on you, and the best of luck and love to you, my friend. And everybody, again, check out Demons at Dawn. Halloween, y'all, October 28th, available on digital platforms. Super excited for you, sir. Outside of Demons at Dawn, I know you're heavily into the marketing this, but I know, again, you're a filmmaker, and I was checking out the IMDb. You've got some other projects lined up. Is there anything we want to show love and light to them that we can talk about, and also maybe throw out some socials so my people can follow you? Oh, cheers.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I've got my next movie is called Werewolf Cabal, and that's coming out December. So that's all finished, my next feature. And then I'm shooting another one January. That's called Bring Me a Skin for Dancing In. So that explores witchcraft and paganism and all that stuff. So, but yeah, if you want to follow me on YouTube, it's Black Coppice Films. Instagram is the same, Black Coppice Films. Come and say hi, and yeah. Awesome. That's it.
There we go. Chris Sanders, y'all. As those other projects drop, I'd love to have you back and talk about them and highlight it to my audience. Yeah, I'm all about supporting my fellow filmmakers. So this was a good time, man. Thank you for giving me some of this time as well. And good luck to you. Again, give us something that we can look forward to on Halloween. And I'm all for it. So there we go, y'all. October 28th, Halloween. Check out Demons at Dawn, the amazing Chris Sanders. Make sure you follow him. I'll have all the links in the description below. I am Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks, man.
No worries. Thank you. All right, there you go.
No, we can't.